2.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. The boys are back. We're in person. We're in the Bat Cave. We're here for a good fucking show. Across from me, which they're both kind of across me, I'm Brad Hughes. That's my name. That's me. I'm the host of Jedi Talk, one of the hosts. To my opposite side of the room, in the Bat Cave corner, the corner of the cave next to his Ron Swanson Memorial. Rest in peace to Ron Swanson. That's what it looks like. Is my brother from another Mantha. What was your thing you said? You used to say about
Banter from another bantha.
There it is. That rhymes. Tom Oakley, what's going on?
By the right of the council, by the will of the force, we look up to Ron Swanson, and that's where the cause gets our liberties from. Don't you understand? This is where we get our morals, our truth. Ron fucking Swanson up there. That's great. Yeah, I shifted things around here.
Looks good,
in
man.
The Bat Cave. We have more room. And the next thing we have to do is get long headphone cables so we're not kind of surrounding the shrine here of the recorder.
This feels like it's like a campfire.
Yeah, it is.
Huddled around.
It's like we're surrounded by a Ouija board. I love it. Across from him is a man who can't get the compressor out of his mouth from Oga. No, Oga? What's his name? DJ Rex. I fucked that up. It's F&T Boucher.
Adiga and Good Journey. I like the joke there. Now that we got it out, yeah, it worked. But
now that you took it out of her mouth, you like the joke?
Yeah. Now that the joke is out of Brad's mouth and the compressor is out of my mouth, then I like the joke. But so much has happened from last week. Literally, we didn't get to talk about it last week because I'm a dumbass and forgot. But minutes before we recorded last week, I finished reading Ahsoka. So I finished reading Ahsoka.
Okay. Good book. I like that book a lot.
Good book. The ending felt like it just wrapped up in like 5 pages all of a sudden. I was like, whoa, we're done?
That. It's like, you feel like when you're reading it, there's like another chapter or two, and you're like, it's the end. Okay.
Ahsoka will return.
But that's my only complaint. It's just that it just wrapped up way too fast. But a good book.
Ahsoka, the sequel called Ahsoka.
Yeah.
The show.
But I'm up to, I think, 14 or 15 Star Wars novels now, and that one is in my like top 6, I think.
It's a really solid book.
Has he topped you yet?
He
said 15, 16?
I don't think so.
I went through
you probably
where
got,
I read every single
yeah,
thing
you're
that
probably
came
up
out.
to almost 50 or so, I bet.
Probably.
Yeah, he's
probably.
got me. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really was enthralled, and I think I just burned myself out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's fair. I took a break for a while, so I get it.
You know what I forgot to mention? The best reason for all the moving around in the Batcave? More room for figures.
Yeah.
Look at all this room now that'll be taken
Which
up.
they are now selling at Springs, and I showed you
of them.
those. There's some sick Book of Boba Fett figures.
Yeah, I
they
got the Pike Soldier.
The Pike.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the Pike and
the
Cad
Bane. They had the Tusken Chieftain, not the Warrior. Why isn't it the Tusken Warrior? Like that's what I expected.
Oh,
but
was
it was
that
the Chieftain.
Suspected female
Yeah.
warrior? Like that
Well,
sleek
the actor was a female,
Oh,
so we were
never
all
mind,
like,
so-
maybe the character's female, maybe it's male, but like, who cares? It was just a cool character.
Can you turn Evan down a little bit? He's he's blowing it out a little bit.
Sure.
But then they also had, it's been sold out
There you go.
since that day I posted it, but they had a Din figure. Din Djarin number 58
one.
of Mandos.
I just didn't want another Mando. I have lots of Mandos.
I was going to get
He's
it.
like the new
but
Han
then
Solo or
Yeah.
Lando. It's like,
somehow
I got it.
I don't have a Din yet. So I was like, I'm going to come back and get this after work. I went back and it was gone. So I'm like, I still don't have a Din.
My next must-have is that fucking Phantom Menace
Oh, my Lord.
retro collection pack. I
Those are
cannot
sick,
fucking wait.
But I think I'm going to only Black Series. I don't know why.
That's fair. I get it.
Speaking of retro, check out this badass retro.
Oh, I saw this. I saw this at Target the other day, and the card looked like it went through a fucking wood chipper.
Why don't you tell everybody
cool.
who that is?
This is Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah,
who we
those
saw in
retro
person at
TV
MegaCon.
We did see
Yeah,
her.
I went to her
in
panel.
person.
She got stuck in an elevator.
She did get stuck
Crazy.
in an elevator.
Cool, man.
Stuck in a lift.
That's
yeah.
beautiful. I like that.
Uh,
It's good to see one
turbo
that's not-
lift. She
I
got stuck.
honestly didn't even get to see what the card looked like. It was so.
Oh, was
fucked
that
up.
bad?
It was
That's
bad.
nice.
And
But-
for some reason, the retro sticker was higher up, so you couldn't really see her face.
Right. But
That's why I didn't buy it. I was like, "This is a fucking joke. I'm not doing this."
last thing on Ahsoka, she literally made her lightsabers from scrap metal. And I was like, I see what you did there. I see what you did. I don't know if it was intentional. I want to see when that book came out versus when Edge was made and developed. Because I was like, come on,
I think that
guys.
was intentional.
It had to be.
I think it was because I remember. Shit, I may have bought that book after it came out, though.
You did.
I remember reading
you
that
read it
book
like
in
2
the
years
garage.
ago.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
like-
reading it in the garage. And
Yeah.
so that's like I can remember the timeline because I've had that for X amount of years.
So maybe it was vice versa. Maybe Edge came out and then the book came out, but it was still intentional in the book to
Interesting.
relate to Edge. Either way, it had to be intentional.
I
So was
forgot
like,
about
that's
that. too,
literally
said it. I
scrap
was like,
metal.
Yep,
Like,
that's right.
and they use the word scrap
Scrap
metal.
metal.
Like, it's not me being a Batu biased guy, which I am, but
A
Batuist?
a Batuist, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I was going to say,
Batuist.
I was trying to work the iest in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I had something and I was about to say something important and it's completely gone.
It'll come back.
Was it what you told me about your true thoughts on the third wave feminism movement?
I have made those thoughts pretty clear.
It's true, you have. Yeah,
Your finger's hovering over a button too. I see, just in case.
It's always hovering over that button. Yeah,
but there was some new Batu content.
I'll pre-do it. Oh yeah.
There was Young Jedi Adventures
new
finally
Batu
happened.
I thought this was a Bad Batch spoiler. I was like, oh shit,
No. That'd be sick. But we finally did get it in Young Jedi Adventures. They weren't lying.
Was it
fifth
on
time.
Black Spire?
Yeah, literally, they go to Black Spire Outpost,
Awesome.
and that you see all the places. Yeah,
sweet. I'm about to watch it.
It was so strange seeing Docking Bay 5 without the Falcon. I was like,
oh yeah,
whoa! But it makes sense, obviously, because the time period.
Yeah,
it was so weird without the Falcon.
But. So that docking bay has always been there.
Of course.
Yeah.
I just would assume it was like Hondo built it on there when he wouldn't be alive in the High Republic.
It's true. I mean, he could be if like his species is.
We don't know much about Weakways. We know he's alive in the Clone Wars, and then he survives through the originals all the way through the
Hondo
sequels.
survives.
Yeah. But that was cool. The first
They're like Sith magic.
It's in 2 episodes in the new set of Young Jedi Adventures. The first one I liked more because it was literally Black Spire Outpost, but the second one was Batu, but it went to the Jedi Temple on Batu.
I'm more interested in that. I've seen Black Spire Outpost how many fucking times. I want to see some more of Batu. And what you got in the game, but like I don't have VR.
Yeah.
I'm with you there.
I
like that stuff. I like exploring.
Did you ever play the VR game?
No.
I have it now, so if you want it, you want to play it.
All right.
You have the headset? I want to finish it. Have you ever done much VR stuff?
No. Like when I was in Arizona for Christmas, my nephew-in-law got a VR and I was playing Madden on it, and I threw the controller because I just forgot.
There is a point. I was going to say there's a point where you get to it and you're like you forget that you're in VR.
I sure did. I threw that thing.
Yep.
I felt so
Makes
bad.
you wonder if we're in a simulation.
We are in a simulation.
I want to take my headset off. How do I take it off?
I don't know yet. You just have to think. Take your headset off. Think and do it. It's
what
it's
if
not. But
what
here's
if you
the thing.
said that
It's
and
not.
then I died. And everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Just
It's not
out
that
right
kind of simulation, though. That's the thing.
If you can think it, you can do it.
It was almost proven. And look, I have no scientific backing to this. I watched a video.
Wait, you're not a scientist?
I'm not.
You're not a Scientologist?
Wait,
I am not.
hold on.
I'm a few credits short of my science degree. So what I'm trying to say is, like, it was somewhat proven, or at least the thesis that this person had in the video was that if you're staring, like I'm staring at Evan right now, I'm staring at matter, like I see it exist. I'm not looking at Evan. I can't prove that he's not there right now, kind of thing. It's like it exists because you look at it.
It's observable. So like when someone observes something, the fact that you're observing it changes its state.
Right. So it's
I am
all
a
that
scientist, by the way.
all that. Thank you. All that doctor. All that. That's a Three Stooges callback, by the way, people.
Which we are. We are Three Stooges.
Very much.
Three Stooges.
Comedy gold. I
Just
love
not
those
as funny
guys
as
so
them,
much.
obviously.
Did you ever see the remake movie that they did?
Yes, I did.
Was it funny?
It was not as bad as it
could have been.
Could have been.
I feel like that could have been a fucking disaster.
Could have
been.
Saw it. But when you realize it's like, okay, they're playing the Three Stooges characters in a modern day world for mid 2000s movie, you're okay with it.
Yeah.
They're not They're not really Moe and Curly Howard. They're not Jerome and Larry Fine. You know, they're not those characters. They're the characters.
Of
yeah.
the Three Stooges.
So I was okay with that.
Okay. Will Sasso's in that. That's why I was.
I love Will Sasso.
I
love Will Sasso.
You're gonna love 10-minute podcast.
Yeah, I know. I've
God damn.
When I'm really mad at work, which happens often, I'm gonna put it on. So
there's compilations on YouTube that are like it's like the first 20 episodes, and then 21 to 30.
Yeah,
like that's the way to do it because they're literally 10 minutes.
It's perfect.
It's such a good idea, though.
Because
if you have a 40-minute commute, you just pop on 4 episodes. If you have a 10-minute commute, pop on 1 episode.
What if you have a 12-second commute?
Yeah.
12 it takes me longer than 12 seconds to get to my office.
I went through and binged like a chunk of them because there is a point where like the 3 guys, it was Will, Crystalia, and Brian Callen, and Will Sasso, and there's a point where the other 2 just got too famous and they were off the other stuff.
Yeah.
So they have like fill in and shit. So those aren't as funny. The first like I think 300 are just fucking. There's not a bad one in the bunch. They make these characters that are just so fucking crazy. Like Holly doesn't like podcasts. I made her listen to some and she was like, "This is fucking." She was dying laughing. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's. I cannot recommend 2-minute podcasts. If you want a YouTube rabbit hole to go down, go back listen to some of those.
Speaking of podcasts, my favorite podcast that isn't one of mine that I run is Two Cool Moms.
Oh yeah, it's on Spotify now, right?
If all y'all can help me, I emailed Steve Byrne to come on Jedi Talk because he's a Star Wars guy. If y'all can help me reach out to him, tag him in shit, and say, go join Jedi Talk and talk about Star Wars.
Yeah, do it.
Please, at Steve Byrne Live on Instagram.
I'm trying to remember if I ever
He likes people's comments. He will respond to you. He's responded to me. He's liked Brad's shit.
He likes one of mine that has like a couple hundred likes on his post. The comment does.
Yeah, he's an active comic, but
he's great.
But it wouldn't just be to get a comedian on this show. The dude knows Star Wars, Evan. Like, if you ever listen to Two Cool Moms, he's always talking about it. I think his favorite movie is Return of the Jedi. So
nice.
We want Steve Byrne on Jedi Talk.
That'd be great.
I got off on a tangent. Sorry, I was excited to share that news with
I'm
you
glad,
guys.
I'm glad you said something. That's
cool.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can I just say something about the event?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
I'm very excited about the event.
Me too, Brad.
Yeah, we all are.
I want people to understand. You guys did the most of the grunt work here.
Rachel did.
Rachel
want of this.
People to know that aren't coming. You should be fucking jealous because this thing is going to be so fucking awesome. The shit you guys have planned is so fucking creative. It is so unique. The Aaron's thing.
Yeah. I loved that last
dog.
night.
I don't know how she
fucking
came up
thinking
with it,
about
but it's so good.
I cannot stop thinking about how fun that's going to be.
I've said before, I'm obviously nowhere near the man that Walt it was, but this is what I feel like what Walt was, because like he didn't know how to do stuff, but he would get people that did. That's what I did. I was like, I don't know how to do this, but you guys do. So, and then you guys all are like the 9 old men. You guys have come together and made this awesome.
He just compared himself to Walter.
He did. He compared himself to Walt.
This had to be
don't backtrack now.
No, I said this has to be how he felt.
You better start. No.
I'm nowhere near the man he was, and I never will be.
Just say you're. Say basically say I'm the new Walt Disney. Say it. You know you want to.
I wish. But
Evan, I got something.
I'm gonna go fuck himself.
I got something to say to you, Evan, for comparing yourself to Walt Disney.
Okay.
You shut your mouth, fatty. The Rock will come out there and slap the herpes off your lips.
I thought it was gonna be Harrison Ford, so that's fine.
No, wouldn't. But Evan, shut the fuck up.
There it is. But like. That's what I love, because I had no idea how to do any of this, and I never would have came up with the stuff Tom has come up with, the stuff Aaron has come up with, yada, yada, so on and so forth.
It's impressive,
man. I never could have done any of this. So.
I'm excited.
It's about. I'm not being dramatic. It's about 10 times what I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, it's about 10 times since the idea sparked one little spark.
The first thing I was like, how about we just have like Tom by the Falcon, and you got to go take coaxium from Tom to Brad. Boom, we're done. Like that's how it started. And Rachel came along and added a billion things, and then Tom added a billion, Aaron, and then Taylor, and then you, and then me, and Brian, and so many people.
It's impressive.
Like
spoiler alert. I'm not giving away story beats, so don't worry about that. We have a stage manager.
Staring at you.
We have a stage manager.
I'm not.
We have a stage manager. That's the level of in depth we're going with this. And when I say we, I mean you guys. I was not there for most of it.
Yes.
But I'm wildly impressed. And I didn't say anything last night because I didn't want to sound like a fucking dork jerking my friends off.
You said stuff.
So I figured I'd do it on the podcast.
You said a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about how great everything was.
Oh.
I don't want to glaze you guys up too hard, but now I'm doing it.
But and we were just talking about...
Be fucking jealous you're not going to be there if you're not there. You fucked up. Hey, you that's not coming, you fucked up.
You with the face.
How does it feel to know you're not going to be included in this fucking dope event?
This time.
You know what you should do?
You
should do what that guy said Kyle should do.
Oh, he did say this.
But Kyle, when you're done recording the next episode and you're spewing your bullshit about here, make an appointment with Kevorkian and fucking kill yourself, okay?
I'm kidding.
Secret ginger.
Jesus Christ, I recorded that very loud.
Yeah.
But he is a secret ginger man.
I'm obviously joking. But
before we started recording,
I wanted to hear that sound drop. That's
talking about how soon it is, and it's basically a week away.
It's a week away, dude.
A week away, just like Hondo.
A week away. Yeah, and there's still so much to get nailed down. But I just wanted to...
No, it'll be up to the day of, but we're ready.
We're going to have the cement dried and the water fountains working, unlike Disneyland. So
you won't be pissing in the streets.
No.
And you'll get your Pepsi-Cola.
Yeah. I was about to say, I thought that was over my... If you saw me thinking, I was like, didn't they do Pepsi? I was trying to make a Pepsi joke.
Yeah.
Fucking Pepsi.
So,
Evan, excited.
Before we get into the Bad Batch, man, I think you wanted to talk about some stuff.
Yeah,
because I've been ever since he told us this. I'm just been like,
dude,
what is going on?
We talked about this today. We were like, I wonder what it is.
And we're not playing it up. Brad and I honestly have no idea.
Clue what this is.
No one except Taylor knows this whole story because she's with me every day. We live together. She has lived this crap of a story. So back in August of 2021, I got hired by Disney to work in food and beverage. So I worked food and beverage. Those of you who came and visited me there at Pizza Fiery, I was there for like 14 months at Pizza Fiery. Loved the people.
You were there that long?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit.
I did my time in food, and yet somehow I'm back in food. So you can never escape food and beverage. You can't.
You can by not going to it.
That's fair. Yes. But the people there are awesome. I love them. I still talk and hang out with a couple of them. But I got out of food and transferred to entertainment. character attendant and did that for about 14 months also.
Damn.
So combined,
Wow.
I was with Disney for like 2.5 years.
Now, what was it like being Goofy's fluffer?
Ooh, right there, Evan.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
it's the same
shucks.
as like being
Cut
DJ
the
Rex's.
balls, Evan.
Same as DJ Rex's. You know, it's the same thing, except one's more metallic.
We can make these jokes now.
Yeah. We always could. You always could. But and in this 2.5 years, mind you, I never called out once. And I never intended to. I wanted to see how long I could go without calling out. And I was never late once. I never intended to be late. They have like, what do they call it, a record card or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
One of the many weird parts of the system they have. But perfect record. Not a
get a
single thing on
point.
it. I never had a point, never had a reprimand or a coaching. These weird cultish things they do there.
That's not Disney, bro. That's everywhere. That's every corporate.
It's weird. It's just a coaching. What are we, like a preschooler?
Some people are stupid and need to be put
and I
led
was
in the
not
right
one
direction.
of them, so I never had any of these. But then one fateful day in November, while I was a character attendant, I was on my daily hour lunch that you clock out for. You're not paid. You're off the clock. And at Hollywood Studios at the entertainment base, they have a gym. So I, every single day on my hour lunch, would clock out at my scheduled time, change my clothes to street clothes, guest clothes, or whatever, so I wouldn't be walking through the park in costume. I walked through the park, and every single day I would work out at base, and then I would walk back through the park in my guest clothing, change back into costume, clock back in at my scheduled time, every single day. Never a problem.
I think now that you're explaining this, I bet I know what the problem was.
Well, the problem was they didn't like my opinions, so
Oh, see, I thought they were.
they never came out and said it. But
I
they said
thought they were going to come out and I thought you were going to say they had an issue with like you not going into the park via the touch points.
that is what they claim. That's what they claim.
Oh.
And one of these days, I took thousands of pictures during these walks back and forth. I never stopped and rode a ride, which obviously you cannot do. I understand. That makes sense. I never stopped and met a character. Obviously, that makes sense. You can't do that. I never watched a show. I never even paid and stopped and paid and bought food. Like, I was not using anything the guests use except the sidewalk, I guess. I'm not allowed to use the sidewalk. But on November 28th, sometime late November, I took a picture, which I took a lot of pictures on these walks, of the Christmas tree, because it's my favorite Christmas tree or whatever, and then I posted it on Instagram, and this one is what they've claimed is why they fired me, even though I did it every single day for 2 years, but whatever. Yeah, they just kind of claimed...
Enough was enough.
Yeah. They claimed I was in the
Did
park.
they ever tell you not to do this, by the way?
No.
Even the dick pic that he took.
Yeah.
Let slide.
Yeah,
this
Right
was
next to
wild.
the Donald head.
Yeah.
That was that. That was shocking. That photo was shocking.
Very, very.
Heavy balls. You got some heavy balls.
Well, I mean,
Real.
fluff and goofy all the time will it's kind of a habit after a while. Yeah, so that happened in November. December 14th, I get called into the principal's office, which is basically literally what it feels like. And they have this like back office that you never go into unless you're, quote, like in trouble. So I go back to the principal's office.
Remind me to.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, we're going to file this claim and this report or whatever that says you were observed taking a picture on stage on November 28th. And I'm like, okay. Me and the union rep are there. Me and the union rep go, is there something wrong with that? They go, no. And I go, it's on stage. The union rep's like, it's on stage where guests can see and guests can do. And they're like, yep, correct. And we're like, so is there anything technically wrong with that? And they said, no. So I was like, okay. So I write down in the report that I do what I do. I go to lunch, clock out, whatever, work out, walk back.
You incriminated yourself by not saying you didn't go into the touch point.
I guess. But, yeah. So
Interesting.
then 2 days later, December 16th, many of you can do math, I would assume, and figure out that's 9 days before Christmas. So Merry Christmas. December 16th.
Happy Christmas.
I think you get lucky because you didn't have to deal with those fucking Christmas crowds.
Get
I
that,
see this as an
get that
absolute
holiday
win.
pay, though. Man.
Oh, I don't remember that.
So yeah, December 16th, 2 days.
holiday
This
pay.
investigation, this, if you call it that, this kangaroo court investigation. 2 days later, they call me back into the principal's office, and different union rep is with me, but still union rep, and they're just like, they sit us down, and they're like, "Yep, we have finalized the investigation. We confirm that you took a picture on stage during your lunch, and that is a terminable offense." Me and the union rep look at each other like, "What?" And we ask them like, is there anything else we can do? And they're like, no, you're terminated, whatever. So you got to get your stuff and go. And so the union rep is like, you can file a wrongful termination claim, yada yada. And the union rep was also like, hey man,
was this guy's name Charlie by chance? The union rep, either one of them?
No.
Okay.
But he was like, you are like one of our best attendants, man. You've never been late, never called out. Your record card's amazing. This is a loss on their part. What the hell are they doing? But you can go after you turn your costume in and turn your blue ID in here.
That's
you can
crazy
go
because
file
I figure one of the biggest problems a theme park has to have is attendance.
It is.
It's
there are
got to
people
be
there
like the number one
still
problem.
to this day that I used to work with that call out multiple times a week.
Yeah.
And I'll backtrack a little bit here.
If you hadn't written down that, I know that's what they got you for, but and I'm not defending because I think it's fucking stupid.
It is.
But they will say the reason you have a main gate is for those type of things.
Right.
Which is fucking stupid because, like, if you're in the park, why does it matter if you scan a piece of plastic before you're in the park?
Yeah.
If you know I have the ticket,
especially
why does it fucking matter?
Well, it's even dumber when you add the park reservations on there.
Yeah.
I didn't, whatever. It's probably related to no reservation. But that's not even the whole story because backtrack it even. The day the investigation started and the day that I was terminated, multiple times the man that terminated me said that they have seen and heard my social media footprint, and that doesn't matter. That did not play into the equation.
Sure. Then you wouldn't
that
have
did
brought
not
it
play
up.
into the investigation.
Then you wouldn't have said anything
at all. They said
Sure.
like 5 times. So okay, interesting, very interesting.
You boo because it's the truth.
So I don't know if they still listen, but if you're still listening, hi, hello, Merry Christmas. Thank you for that gift you gave me when you fired me. So yeah,
Played that one on purpose.
That was how it ended, and not how it ended, but at the time that's how it ended because it was a week before Christmas. So the union rep was like, "You can go file your claim for wrongful termination because, in my opinion, this is wrongful termination, but because it's Christmas, it's probably gonna take about a month or so because it's Christmas." So I was like, "Oh, that's pretty smart planning on their part. Screw somebody over right next to Christmas." Then give them extra time to be without a job because it's Christmas. The union can't file this claim. So I do. I go the very day I was terminated, put in the report. They say the same. They're like, okay, we'll file this now, but it's probably going to be like a month because of Christmas. And I'm like, all right, I get it. It's not your fault. Christmas comes and goes. I don't have a job. I get a job in mid-January. So I went literally a month, January 16th. So December 16th, January 16th. A month without income around the holidays. Very nice. Very good time. Lovely. And if you remember listeners from listening to the show, it's when we lost Jackson. So it's a great time. Great time. And January comes and goes, nothing from the union yet. And I'm like, I'm never going to hear anything back. Who cares? Like a week ago, the union is like, hey, your hearing is on February 20th. And you don't have a say. You have to go. It's either you go or you can't make it and there's no hearing. So it's like, you got to go. So I'm like, okay, I'll be there. I get the day off work. The union rep is like, let's call and go over some things so you can be prepared for the hearing. So the day before, which was this Monday, the 19th, I call the union rep. I'm talking with them. They kind of run me through the ringer of here's what you're going to be asked. Here's how you should answer given the facts that you have stated and the things that is on your record card, which is nothing, yada, yada, yada. And they go, do you have like any other questions or whatever? And I'm like, I was like, not really. Like, I just want to. Somehow the question came up of like, so if they offer you the job back or whatever, like, when do you start? And I was like, no, I don't want to come back. And they're like, so what's your goal? Why do you want to come to the hearing? And I was like, I just want to come and try to initiate some kind of change where like this kind of fate is not put upon someone else. I want to right a wrong. I want to correct something in the system that is heavily, massively screwed up. I just want to correct one little thing if I can. And the union rep all but laughed and was like, they don't admit they're wrong.
Yeah.
They said this. And they're like, they're not going to say, we're wrong. We will hold this man accountable that fired you and, give him consequences for his actions. And I was like, I don't want him fired or anything. I don't want to try to ruin his life like he tried to ruin mine. I just want something to happen, a consequence on his part that it like doesn't let this happen to someone else. And they like, once again, the union rep kind of laughed and was like, that's not going to happen. It's either you come to the hearing, you win, you get your job back, or you come and you lose. And I'm like, well, I don't want my job back, so I'm not coming. And I didn't go to the hearing because, like, why would I waste my time?
Evan did not come last night.
I would have gone if I were you, just so you can be rehireable again if shit hits the fan.
I could go back to a billion other places before I go there. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you burn a bridge and burn a bridge.
Yeah, I've burned bridges.
I don't know if it is.
I'm not
burned or
rehireable
not,
at Hollister or Jersey Mike's.
That makes sense. And you didn't even work at either one of them.
I didn't. It was because of we call it the DO incident.
Well,
DO incident.
Dicks out.
Yeah. And then there's Rainforest Cafe too. He's not allowed back in there. And T-Rex Cafe. He's not allowed.
I still go.
The Triceratops,
Luckily for me, when I went the first time, I had no beard. I shaved my beard off that day because I knew I
They don't recognize you.
So the facial recognition that Disney has doesn't pick me up.
Nice.
Or a hoodie. All right.
Or a hoodie.
So that system has billions of flaws in it, and they will never fix any of them. So it's good to know.
Bro, I got 4 words for you. I had to count it out because I'm fucking stupid.
I told you so?
No. Welcome to corporate America.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
It's just, and he experienced a different leg of that, and it's we're talking about the Disney Corporation, but it's like that everywhere. It's like these companies will never admit fault to doing something. It's like that's all I want.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like I want the millennials to take the boomers out ahead of us. I know I got that somewhere over here.
Okay, boomer.
Take the boomers out ahead of us as they retire, and we take these roles. Like change the game up, But I'm
you gotta fix it somewhere, but along the line. But
it's not gonna happen, bro. It's gonna stay the same.
Yeah.
Are they worried that they're gonna get sued? All right, Company X.
I don't know.
No, not that company, not Twitter, but
Z.
That's
Company
so funny.
Z.
You can't say
I
Company
know.
X anymore.
I know. I can't.
That's hilarious.
Company
But
Z said apologize. So everybody's gonna go back and sue him for something. Like
it's such a weird thing because, like you said, the whole you didn't scan at the touch points. That would be like if someone was going like 2 miles an hour over the speed limit, and you sent them straight to jail. Be like, technically, yes, they were breaking the law,
and
but
technically that is the punishment. But that's not how this goes.
That's not how it works. But
see,
apparently,
my
it is
thing
how it
is-
works. So, cops, I guess you're doing your job wrong. You should just arrest everybody that speeds.
So I wanted to tell you this. So when I was working with the guest experience team over at Magic Kingdom when they first started that in 2018, whatever it was, 17, 8, whatever. Who has the fuck? Whenever that was, my very first day. So On with the Show.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you know the story. On with the Show is like they bring you in. It's like a scheduled thing. You spend like 5 or 6 hours. They walk you through the park. They tell you the history of the park.
Such a waste of time.
It's a fucking massive waste of time.
Yeah.
But especially for somebody like me who I know where the bathrooms are. I've been here 40 billion times. I know.
They got to do it though. People don't know.
People don't know. And so it's a standard across the board to standardize. Totally understand. But it's a waste of time. On my tour for that, I got pulled into the principal's office by one of the people. It was a woman.
Day one. Good start.
She was the vice president of the park. So Phil Holmes. What was his name?
He was at Studios. Phil Holmes. Yeah.
The second to him pulled me into an office.
What'd you take a picture of?
Nothing. So I go in there and they're like, "Hi, are you Brad?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh.
They go, "Okay, so I just want to let you know, we know exactly who you are. We know about the YouTube channel. We know about the podcast. We just want to tell you, make sure you're on your best behavior. Got it?" Essentially. And I was like,
"Yeah."
I was like, "Is there something that you need me to remove?" And they're like, "No, you're good. We just want to make sure that you know that we know." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to change anything. I don't do anything wrong then." And then a few months later, after Galaxy's Edge had officially opened, and I never said I was there on a cast member discount, never said I got the lightsaber at a discounted price. My lightsaber stopped working, and I posted a video, and it wasn't going, "Fuck you, Disney." I was like, "Does anyone else know how to fix this lightsaber?"
I commented on this too. I think I remember this YouTube post.
The next day, pulled into an office, delete the video.
Wow.
So they know me, they know you.
Yeah,
that's why you got fired, and they don't have the balls to say that because it's so fucking objective.
Just come out even
they got you on whatever the fuck they could get you on technically.
Yeah.
To get you out because they didn't like that you were talking shit and going,
Bob
Chapek's a fucking jerk off. Bob Iger's not much better. They didn't like you saying that. And now we're free to say whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Do you like nachos?
Take that, you
just
fat
say,
fuck.
"Hey, we saw this podcast and this Instagram post and we didn't like it, so therefore we're butthurt, therefore you're fired." Just say it.
Or just be remove it like you would do anybody the fuck else. If you're not getting stroked off, you don't. It's like it's a problem. It's like I'm not. I work here. My job isn't to fucking say everything you do is fucking awesome. What do you? I'm a person. What the fuck do you want? Now there is a fine line of don't shit on the hand that feeds you, and I understand that.
Yes, but then also
I also feel like Disney's different than other companies because it's a part of people's lives. It's not a fucking. It's not The Gap. You know what I mean? It's not something like if you work at the Gap, you're like, fuck the Gap. Who cares? It's the Gap. They don't get like, who cares? But Disney's weird because it's like it's part of your life. It's part of your childhood. You grew up watching the shit.
Yeah.
I know it's not different, but it feels like it's different.
Right.
And I feel like you should be able to go, I don't like this movie.
Yeah, you should be, because that's like
go listen to Jedi Talk when I was working at Disney. The things that I didn't talk about, I fucking didn't like, and I didn't say anything about it because I fucking didn't want to get pulled into another office.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a form of self-censorship, and it's fucking nonsense.
Well, I mean, it's the company's right to do how they see fit.
But they don't have a problem with girls that are in guest relations posting in the parks at Disney Springs. Hey, guys, working at guest relations until 7 o'clock. I have friends that still do that shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Because it pulls people.
But he walks
there's
through
people
and
in
takes a fucking
entertainment.
photo of a fucking thing that anyone can walk up and see.
I'm not saying it's right.
It's nonsense.
And there's people in entertainment that post a picture of Goofy and they're like, hanging out with my pal Goofy today. Come see me. It's like Disney knows
what the fuck.
You're saying you're Goofy. You can't say you're Goofy.
You mean to tell me you're more focused on the character attendant than Goofy? The person who's like actually.
I just made that up. I just pulled that.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm using your example.
I know what he means.
Of Goofy. Then you are Goofy himself. Like, you're paying more attention to the kid. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. The problem is we have a big platform, and they don't like that we're critical.
Yeah.
And they can
it's,
tell you to shut your fucking mouth
which
because
is
you work for them.
Wild.
Which
like,
is bullshit.
If you work at a restaurant,
I'm
which
joining
I do,
the fucking cause.
Finally.
If you work at a
We're
restaurant,
full.
which I do.
God damn it.
If someone asks me, hey, like, what do you think about this meal compared to this meal? What's your favorite or whatever? I'm allowed to say, oh, I don't like that cheeseburger, but I really, really like this pizza. I wouldn't be fired for saying that.
I don't like turning red. I think Toy Story's better.
Yeah, you can't say that. Like,
fuck off.
I can't say I don't like them closing this thing, but I like them opening. I don't like them closing Star Cruiser, but I like them opening Tron. Like, just because you said you don't like that.
Yep. It's nonsense.
It's
dude.
ridiculous.
And that's 100%. And they wouldn't if it wasn't that, they wouldn't have brought it up.
Yeah, the fact they said it 6 times was like, all right, I got it.
You could never convince me otherwise. There are people who are leaders, quote unquote, at Disney's whose sole job is to cyberstalk people.
Yeah, had to be this guy.
I am convinced of it. There's too many people not doing shit that work there.
Yep, and that's this guy because he never goes on stage and interacts with
guests. There's too many people sitting around not doing shit.
Yeah. The only times I talked with him was when I was in the principal's office because, like,
interesting.
That's
anyway. I could talk about because we've talked about my story before too.
Yeah,
mine's even dumber because I didn't even work there when I did the shit.
Yeah.
That said the shit that I said on Twitter.
That's just.
I was a 22-year-old comedian.
Trying to keep image up. It's
dumb.
It's how Disney operates.
They're worried about us ruining their image when they're doing it every day.
I know,
ruining their own image. Like,
also,
it doesn't make
that's
sense.
company sanctioned ruining.
Yeah, yeah. But like,
fucking stupid.
All three of us moved here because we love old Disney. We love what Disney was.
No, I still love Disney now.
I still love Disney.
I still love Disney now. I want Disney.
I like what they
to
do.
know that.
I love
because I go
Disney.
religiously and I pay the AP and I pay for stuff.
I don't.
And I like doing it. So,
what are you gonna do?
I don't know, man. It's a weird place to be because, like I said, I love Disney history and I love a majority of what they do, but they do some dumb things that I can't stand.
Honestly, though, I'll say, man, that's everywhere. That's fucking everywhere I go. You're never going to agree with anything 100%. You're never going to agree with a company 100%.
Yeah.
The problem is, like, for me...
Star Wars hasn't done it yet.
Bro, I was bitter as shit when I got fired because I was like...
I felt so relieved. I was like, all right, I'm done with this joke. Like, oh, thank God.
I was annoyed because it was like... My annoyance was like, I didn't work here. I wasn't employed when I said these things.
Sure.
Yeah.
I
like,
get
it doesn't make logical sense. Like, if you squint your eyes, you can go like, okay, the rule is I should scan before I come in, but no one corrected me ever, and you saw me do it for years.
And it was a
6-minute
walk, literally.
I didn't work
6
here.
minutes walking from point A to point B.
I didn't work for Disney when I said the things I said on Twitter. I hadn't applied.
But like we
I
said,
didn't live in Florida.
Yeah, like we said, like a week or two ago, it's like, remember that one time when your sperm beat out all the other sperm? Like, no, can't have that. You're fired. Like, you have to know when you're 8 years old or whatever that you got to work for Disney one day.
Yeah, and you have to
so
be.
you can't tell little Billy on the playground
perfect.
that he's a idiot. You can't call a kid a name one day when you're in 5th grade.
Because one day you could work for me.
Yeah.
And you could have the privilege to work at Disney.
That's right.
You'd have the privilege to make minimum wage and barely scrape by.
The privilege and the right. Hey,
Ooh.
the privilege to do that.
Yes.
For the guests that we don't actually care about. Give me your fucking money. All right, what's next?
Well, Bad Batch. How much do you want to talk about it? I know
I'm out.
Well,
we can save it.
the
No, 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 no.
trailers. There's
You're-
nothing spoiler. Like everything
I don't
that
care.
happened in the
I
first 3
don't
episodes
care.
were in the trailer.
I don't care.
So
You can talk about it. I'm gonna watch it
Yeah.
either way.
these first 3 episodes, pretty damn good.
Go
right?
ahead, Evan.
Pretty damn good. 2 of them take place on Tantus, and they're heavily
Fuck is Tantus?
the big mountain place with this weird cloning.
It's where it's where
from
Project
season 1, right?
Necromancer is going on.
Yeah, and they name drop Project Necromancer
Yeah.
from The Mandalorian.
Nice.
So we know Brendel Hux is working on Project Necromancer in the future compared to this show, but in the Bad Batch, they're working on Necromancer too.
I'll say this: after watching these 3 episodes, I just so happened to turn on episode 9 today, and the somehow Palpatine return came back, and they talked about Sith cloning and Sith reincarnation, and then I'm like, after watching the 3 episodes, I'm like, it doesn't bother me as much now.
It never has me because
Really?
they've been planting these seeds in the Clone Wars. Palpatine's doing this stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
it's been there.
The difference is in the original trilogies, they filled the story out. They didn't make other shit mandatory for the main story to make sense. I get the argument.
Yeah, I do too.
I
like,
still
if
get the
you,
argument,
If you only
but
watch the movies, it makes
I'm
no
just saying.
sense. It
That's
comes out
zero.
of nowhere.
Nowhere.
I
You're
get
like,
that.
what?
Yeah. If
If they didn't show that in the trailers, and we were, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking
Yeah.
about?"
It'd be a huge reveal.
now, if like
They
even
actually should have done it that way.
yeah,
I agree.
even though we are
But they did it in
like the
Fortnite.
book podcast, we are like the book
I
guys.
forgot about the Fortnite.
Yeah, I hate
What the
that.
fuck was that
I
about?
hate that, but even if, because we are the book guys in the book podcast, but if the Palpatine hints at cloning was only in the books, even we would be like, no, it has to be somewhere else. So the fact that it isn't only in the books, it's in the Clone Wars and it's in Bad Batch, like that is good. But if
You
you
know where-
only
you know
watch
where
the
it should have
movies,
been?
makes no sense.
Episode 8.
Yeah,
But Palpatine just drops a line.
He
too,
comes
in that
straight
third
to
episode.
Tantus.
You're about to knock off your Obi-Wan and Vader.
behind you.
Thank you.
There.
But voiced by Ian McDermott, he goes to Mount Tantus and tells the Doctor Hemlock, right?
Hemlock, yeah.
He's like, basically, you're gonna have whatever you need to get this job done. I'll give you all the Empire's resources to get these clones made for me. And they're testing something about with an M count, right? Transferring blood through M counts.
Mm-hmm.
So M counts from Mandalorian, midi-chlorian counts from the Phantom Menace of all
Yep.
things too. So it's connected in everything.
They're like looking for midichlorians in every subject's blood.
Yeah,
Right?
And
Interesting.
I think they're also looking for like a blood transfusion that will match with an M count.
So are they
Okay.
retconning? Retconning midichlorians? Because I thought it was just a
No.
measure of the Force.
So
inside
the
a Force
midi-chlorians
user.
are like in your blood.
But midichlorians of Force binds everything together.
Right.
So okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
it's-
sorry. I was thinking like
Yeah.
they
The-
tested
Said it.
like Anakin.
yeah, like
They're, like,
Anakin,
trying to
when he
match
gets
it.
tested, it's the M count in his blood.
Gotcha.
So they're finding ways to transfer high M count blood into like clone blood, so they can clone someone with an M count, a high M count.
If you love
Which is what
Omega
Palpatine.
and Crosshair, these 3 episodes are for you.
Crosshair was
I'm here
awesome
for it.
too. Yeah.
There's a lot of good exposition between the two. of them.
Omega.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I can't wait to watch this. I'm going to watch this and the Batu thing tonight. Ricky.
They'll come to
Yeah.
save us. That was not an Australian accent.
I don't know what
No.
that was. You sounded like Irish or something.
I haven't slept in probably like 12 days, so we're good.
Seriously?
Well, not seriously, but equivalent.
You do look tired.
I am.
All the energy just left your body about 10
It
minutes ago.
does. It tends to do that. Yeah, especially when I'm looking across from Evan here. He just
Yeah.
sucks it
Yeah.
out of my soul. He's
That's what happens.
I understand that
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah.
No, Bad
dude-
Batch started off well.
Yeah.
It did. It did.
I watched the first 2 episodes this morning before work, so I had to go the whole shift wanting to get to that 3rd episode, and then I got to that 3rd one. The 3rd one was the best one, probably. But
Agreed.
It,
Totally
it doesn't stand on its own. You need that first one to really prop it up, because those 2 go hand in hand. I kind of want to not like skip the second one, but put it behind the first 2 to watch, because like I'd like to watch 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 like sequentially.
Sure. I see what you're. I see because they deviate a little bit in the second one.
Yeah, they deviate a lot, but that's still important. That is not a
Right.
filler episode.
No,
it's
no,
not
it
junk. Like
wasn't.
that's still important. They basically, the are they Devorians? Whatever the Mr. Krabs guy was from Mandalorian with the horns.
Yeah.
They go to their
Oh, yeah.
planet, and it's basically like Space Norway. They're basically like space Vikings.
Yeah, but it was
That's cool.
It was they had like a crime syndicate.
yeah, that was really cool,
Just I don't
because
know
we've never
who they
really
were.
seen the
Yeah.
Devorians like that, and it's
That's
like they
awesome.
live. It looks a lot like the Norway Pavilion, like the big castle. Like it
Oh
looked
yeah,
a lot like
they brought him back the horn.
Let it go plane.
yeah.
that
Right.
like the one guy.
I was like,
stole.
this is Arendelle and the Norway Pavilion, but space.
So this will be done by like the middle to end of April, right?
I
Is it
if
just
you want
3
to
and then 1 a week?
talk a little
They're not
bit, I
doing
can.
them in,
I have the
groups?
schedule saved, so if you want to.
Yeah, sure. 1 a week now from
Gotcha.
from here
I
on
hate
out.
when they do that.
The first 3. I mean, they always
I
do
love it, but I hate it because it's like, God damn it, I want more than just one
I
episode
know.
at a time. But they always do it right. Like usually, like when they do like 3 or 2, you're like, okay, so episode 1's probably just okay.
Yeah.
2's gonna be where it's a banger.
Sure.
Obi-Wan did that Obi-Wan Kenobi did that very well.
Right, yeah, because 2 ended with Vader.
Hayden.
Yeah.
Coming out of the 2.
Perfect, yeah.
I need to go back and watch that. Can you believe I watched the entire Twilight Saga before I went back and watched Andor?
I hate you so much.
I
can't
have
believe
never
you
seen
admitted-
Twilight, and I never plan on
Hey,
it.
I
Never, ever
defend
editing
Twilight.
that out.
I defend it.
So
yeah,
we had
Kyle's ripping on you for it in text right
you
now.
think I knew you were gonna? I knew you texted me when I told
Yeah,
you that. I
yeah.
saw you do it.
1,000%.
Traitor
So
piece.
we
of shit.
had-
I need content for Fourth Mother Box.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you have Kyle on there.
That's
If you
true.
If you didn't have him, you
It's
could have
true.
something that's meaningful.
Plus, here's the thing. I feed him the information, and he fumbles it. So that's why I tell him to hear him fumble it on air. That's how we get the ratings.
Kyle
We get the hate
fumbles
ratings.
the
We get
hate
the
ratings.
hatings.
So we had the first 3 episodes today. February 28th is episode 4.
I can
March 6th is 1 episode. Oh, but then on March 13th we get 2 episodes.
I thought I remembered it's
And then March 20th, 1 episode. March 27th, 1 episode. April 3rd, 2 episodes on April 3rd. And then April 10, 1 episode. April 17, 1 episode. April 24, 1 episode. And then on May 1st, which is Hollywood Studios' 35th anniversary, you got a park reservation?
No,
I got mine. 35th. We got to be there.
is that Winston?
Oh, it's Winston, yeah.
Oh.
So then on May 1st, Hollywood Studios'
Oh, no, it's just
35th
that's not
anniversary
Winston, it's another
is the
dog.
finale of Bad Batch.
What date? I'm sorry.
May 1st.
Oh, May 1st is the finale. Damn.
Yes.
Wow, it's taking us to May? Shit.
Damn. How many
All right.
episodes? 17?
15.
15, okay.
Yep. Wow. But yeah, we got to be there at Hollywood Studios' 35th.
I'm doing it right now.
The 30th.
I can just see Kyle's dumb ass.
Well, I want to talk about your friend over there. And can I talk? Brad Hughes. Because you know what's funny? You know what's really funny is he watched Twilight. And I got to say, I don't know anyone gayer than him. But
It's going to be some dumb, and he's going to think he's clever, and I'm going to have to kick him out of his, like, cookie bacon tree off that Keebler elf
Cookie
fuck.
bacon, true.
Fucking dork.
Kyle is a piece of shit.
Kyle's a piece of shit.
It's true.
this dog.
Winston
This
dog
dog
agrees.
agrees.
Winston, whatever dog that is,
It's
out
not
there
Winston.
Is fucking. You said Kyle's name, and all of a sudden the fucking. Let's see, Kyle. Kyle's gay. Yes. Oh, the droid agreed.
Who cares if he is?
Dang.
Anyway, so Bad Batch. I'm excited. I'm excited for you to watch it. You know, again, not spoil too much. There's not a ton of talk about.
This dog.
Yeah, that dog's pissed off. If you want, you can close the window, but it kind of adds
I
to
don't care at
the
all.
episode. The dog. It's just interesting. There's so many places that this season can go. Talking about the M counts of these people. So do we?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll say one thing. Last thing we talk about for Bad Batch. So at the end of episode 3, obviously, this might be the only spoilerish thing. They see that Omega's blood sample is something of
Right.
like, oh my God, we
It's the
can't
thing they
kill her.
need.
We got to get her back.
Yeah.
So she might be force sensitive, or she might have a high midichlorian count.
Didn't we call this?
We suspected
That's
it
been
early
a theory.
on. Yeah.
I think we
I think
or
you called it.
One of you. I didn't.
I think it
really.
was you.
Yeah. One
Okay.
of you.
I think
been
either
around
episode you're like, I
for
think
2
she's
years.
force
Yeah.
sensitive.
Maybe,
But-
but that was forever ago when this first
I don't
came
think.
out.
I mean, if she is, it's fine. But like, I don't think she has to be force sensitive for what we're
No.
looking for to work. I think it's just because she's like the purest clone because
Oh, I
she wasn't.
see.
She didn't have age advancements. She wasn't a
Okay.
clone of a clone of a clone.
I
She's
can't
like
comment. I haven't seen it yet.
she's like the purest Django clone there is.
Sure.
So I think maybe just because it's the best clone out there in terms of genetics is maybe
That's
why
fair.
it works the best with transfusing M counts
That's
for
fair.
a clone of
Yeah.
a high M count person. I have no idea. If she's force sensitive, it's cool. Like I don't hate it, but I don't think they're implying that yet. But it could be.
Okay. Okay. Well, what did you think about the Bad Batch? Let us know.
What did the dog think?
The dog must have
Is
loved
that-
it.
is that
He's
What?
Batcher?
Kyle needs a
the
step ladder.
Batch or
It's
the
Batcher. Yeah.
Durka Hound? The
Lurka
Hound?
Lurka Hound.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
That was
dogs.
new to me.
They got dogs now.
The Char Hounds are from the High Republic. When
Yeah.
were those guys?
And they're in Young Jedi Adventures. Char
Really?
Hounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the one from the book, Ember. Ember's in it.
Shut up.
Yeah.
In the new season?
I think it was maybe. It's in the last 10 or so episodes.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's like
I
18
saw Ember.
episodes.
Shit.
I remember
Ember's
seeing
in it.
Ember, yeah.
Yeah.
that was.
So was Bell. Bell's in it. Bell Zettifar. He's in one or two
Oh
episodes.
fuck! I go back and rewatch these.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna kill that dog.
Not
Shut
not
the
Ember.
window. Shut the window then. If he's that upset,
No,
I'm,
I'm
not
too
getting up
too
to go
lazy.
over
I'm
there.
not gonna
Yeah,
unless-
yeah, I'm too lazy. I'm
Yeah.
furthest away from that goddamn
I'm
thing.
not moving.
I'm not moving a goddamn piece.
Nah.
Anything more on Bad Batch?
They probably can't even hear the dog, and we're just like yelling.
It's
about the dog.
isn't that funny as hell? Like, they probably can't hear that. Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
He's
you
getting
can.
pretty loud,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't know. But I don't know. I think the more and more they've kind of stopped on it, but the stuff they were putting out with Asajj, the more and more I saw, kind of made me think that's not a flashback. That she's actually going to be there. So I haven't read the book. So is there like a body in the book? Does she physically die? I don't know. I haven't read it. So
Yes, she
Ooh.
physically dies. And that's from the book that was like an audio book. Then they released like the actual.
so
book,
you got to
right?
go Dathomir and you got
think
to
she
go
died.
Marin or something, man. Like you got
That would
to.
be interesting if she's like a night sister.
You got
Saj
to.
becomes a night sister.
No, she was.
She is a
She
night
already
sister,
is.
yeah.
I mean, no, night sisters are the witches, right? She was a witch already.
Yeah.
So she could just be immortal then. Couldn't she just be one of those like weirdos on?
They're not immortal.
Fallen
and
Order?
They get zombified, but like I don't
That's
think she's
what
a zombie
I
either.
was thinking those are night sisters. What other like weird zombie things are there? Are those night sisters?
Yeah.
In the
They're
first
just dead
Fallen Order?
night sisters that they
Dead night sisters. Okay.
because Marin calls her sisters to rise.
Gotcha. Okay,
Mhm.
that's what I was talking about. I was under the impression those like zombie people were like night sisters.
Maybe Cal killed zombie Asajj Ventress on Dathomir.
That'd be cool.
Just some random.
Yeah.
Like that was Asajj Ventress.
Some DLC for the
Rando.
first one.
Yeah. Some news: Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection coming to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox.
I'll buy that.
Oh, me too.
That'd be fun.
I'll definitely get that.
Original Battlefront's way better than the EA one. Although I do like the EA one.
Rumor has it, Angela Bassett met with Lucasfilm for a Star Wars role.
Oh, cool.
Angela Bassett. Why do I know that name?
Heck yeah. She's the queen lady in Black Panther, right? Isn't that her?
Are you looking it up
Mm-hmm.
to double check? Because I feel awful not knowing her resume and
Wow.
confirming that. Yeah,
The
I
guy
know.
that doesn't care about Marvel can pull that out. If I'm right. I could be wrong. I thought that was her.
That's
Yep,
true.
you're right.
Okay.
Oh shit, she was in Boys in the Hood and how Stella got her groove back.
Yeah, people are probably yelling at us right now for like not knowing who she is.
Not really.
I haven't
She's
seen
only
the
done a few
second
things.
Black Panther,
Oh, she's
but
in
people
my
said
ass,
she was
people.
great
American
in Black
Horror
Panther
Story.
too.
What American Horror Story was she in? Oh shit, episode 12. Interesting. Oh, this is the most recent. Maybe not. I don't know. I love American Horror Story. I've seen all the seasons, so I know I've seen her.
The only thing I've seen her in was the first Black Panther, but she was great.
Did
so
you not
I'm
see
down for it.
Wakanda Forever?
No.
Oh, you should. I like that movie.
Eh.
I liked it more than most people did.
Outside of the Young Jedi Adventures, I'm paging through some news. It's been
There
dead,
is
right?
nothing
Well,
going
Oh,
on.
I saw
Mosh Isley announced their next 2 dates, and I'm not going to either, sadly. But
I won't be either.
They're-
Because
They're
I'm
out of town.
35.
one of them will be during San Diego Comic-Con, so I won't be going to that.
When is that again?
I didn't write that
It's in
date down,
May.
so I
May?
don't know.
May.
Something.
I know it's normally in May.
We
Yeah.
should
So-
apply to see what happens.
Sadly, I won't be going to that.
Why not?
And then their next one, at first, I was
I'll
like,
do it.
oh, sweet, I'll go, because it's a Dragon Con. It's in Atlanta. But then I saw the date was August 29th, and I was like, that is Galaxy's Edge
Oh, it is.
5th anniversary, so
Oh.
I will not be going to
I
Mosh.
think
I
it's
will be
cute. You
going
think
to
they're going to do
5th.
anything for it? I highly doubt it.
They might.
Their 5th anniversary?
Yeah, it's the
They're
5th.
gonna merch. They could sell merch for a 5 year.
Avatar got 5 for
Yeah,
Pandora.
I've got that
I think
poster
I
over
made that
there
argument
from a
but
former
I
cast member.
still think I don't.
Yeah. Who could that be?
You might see like a hard ticket event where you still have to get a fucking boarding group for Rise.
Yeah. But they'll do stuff for the 5, the 10, the 15. They do it for the round numbers like that.
Speaking of hard ticket event, I got my Star Wars night ticket today.
Oh, that's cool,
Oh,
man.
nice.
I really hope I can make that work.
Yeah.
That was the.
Aside
That
from
was the
Anakin
dream.
and Padme, who do you have to see?
And
The
are
Emperor
you,
would be cool.
are you going to spend like an absorbent amount of time in line just to meet characters?
I
You
might.
have to, man. Yeah.
If they're like,
See, I
because
have
when
no
am I
desire
ever
to do
gonna
that. I
see
totally
these
get it.
characters again?
See, I like just seeing them. Oh, cool. Luke's out. Then walk away.
I need a picture with them. Though,
That's
you
fair.
know? I get it though. It depends. I want to see what they offer. I saw Captain Phasma's going to be in Tomorrowland with
Oh,
troopers
shit,
by
that's
yourself.
Cool.
We used to have her in Hollywood Studios every day.
Oh.
There's,
but
like,
we don't anymore.
different
That March
treats,
was like one of
fireworks
the
show.
most popular things. And
Yeah,
any
they're
one of those you
idiots.
went to.
Whoever
I
made
love
that call,
March of the First
you're a
Order.
dumbass.
I
Whoever
think
made
it,
that
I think it
call.
was Lucasfilm.
Well,
I think
fine.
that's,
Just
I think that's why
dumbass.
the,
Killed her
I
in
think that's why
Last
the
Jedi.
fire. No, I think that's why the fire because they were doing it post episode 8.
Yeah.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, I think part of the marketing budget
yeah.
from
I did
Lucasfilm
see that in 2019.
was that and the fireworks show. It's the only reason you
That
get rid of that
makes
fireworks show.
sense. Yeah, because
And I
that's
think
the best
Lucasfilm
thing, man.
was footing the bill for it.
That makes sense.
as marketing for the sequels because they did it literally from before The Force Awakens until immediately after Episode 9.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. I get that.
And they added Rogue One. They added Solo to the projections.
Yeah, they added Episode 9.
I'm convinced.
That was cool.
Yeah, I'm convinced.
But they should still be doing it to market their Disney Plus content. You could throw Mando in the show. You could do so many things.
I wouldn't be shocked if you see a new fireworks show come May 1st.
That'd be sick.
Oh, they also there's something for the party if you dress up in like Star Wars cosplay, or if you dress Star Wars themed. I think they said they didn't say cosplay.
Yeah, that probably not.
You could walk in a cavalcade.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
They used to do that for Star Wars weekends.
That's
here.
pretty cool.
You
All
could
right,
walk
so
in
sounds
like the parade.
it's the same
Yeah.
thing over in
Would
Anaheim.
you like to
I
see
can't
that
wait.
return, Star
Yes,
Wars weekends?
because
Would
I never
you?
got to go.
I never got to do it. Would you?
I would do it, sure.
I would do it, but like, would
Everyone
you be like,
I know
fuck yeah, or would
that
you be like,
did
I'm
it-
going because
I would be fuck yeah and dance with Vader up there on stage.
Yeah, everyone I know that did it said it was the best thing ever.
Yes, it is
So-
corny, but I'd do
I
it.
just can't deal with the corniness.
I want them to bring back the.
But you like the Family Guy Star Wars, like the same
Yes,
goofy,
but
weird,
that is-
stupid stuff. And I
yes,
love the Family
but-
Guy thing.
It's because Family Guy is inherently goofy. Like Hollywood Studios isn't inherently a silly fucking dopey fucking. Well,
mean,
we're doing the fucking that.
It is
gif
if you
of
do
Boba Fett,
Mickey and
you know what I
Minnie's
mean?
Railway now. I mean, that's pretty goofy.
But it's intentional. It's a cartoon. Like the theming of the park itself isn't like
True.
silly.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
There's silly things in it, but I don't
The
know.
Muppets are pretty silly.
That is true.
They are.
That is very true. I would love. What did you send me the thing about the Muppets? Somebody was saying that there was a. I'll find it.
Okay.
I'll find it. There was some like shot down movie pilot that involved the Muppets.
Oh.
And it was
it wasn't
really
me.
fucking interesting. Let me see if I can find it. Go
I
ahead.
would have remembered that.
Keep talking.
That sucks that Disney can't figure out the Muppets either.
It's weird.
That's very strange.
While he's looking that up, I told this to Brad. There was a rumor that I saw. Some pages reported that The Acolyte is supposedly coming out on June 5th.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Wow.
Seems crazy.
I
That
mean,
would be a month after Bad
Bad
Batch.
Batch ends in May. You got to have something.
Well, then we'd have to get a trailer soon.
It was Great Gatsby. That's what it was. I was
Oh,
thinking.
Muppets Gatsby?
I was thinking it was Star Wars. It was Great Gatsby.
A Muppets
Okay.
Gatsby would be hilarious.
That would have been
Yeah.
fun.
Is Gonzo like the Leonardo DiCaprio guy or
Gatsby? No, Kermit's got to be Gatsby.
Kermit's
Muppet
Gatsby?
Haunted Mansion.
I'd
That
love to
was
see
good.
dead Kermit in the pool at the end of the movie. In the beginning. Well, this is how I got here, Miss Piggy. What was the chick's name in the book?
I don't remember any of their names. I skimmed the book in high school,
Oh, I
and that's
love
it.
that book. I love that book. The movie's
Mrs.
not
Gatsby?
near as good.
Mrs. Gatsby.
Not forget a name.
Mrs.
She has,
Great.
like,
The not as great Gatsby.
Yeah.
the not so great Gatsby.
Yeah. The average Gatsby.
All right. Anything else, fellas?
As far as news goes, there's like jack shit in Bad Batch. You need to catch up on it so we can talk about it more in depth.
We'll talk about the new episode next week too.
Some rumors Omega might be force sensitive. There's some M count
Yeah,
stuff
who
going
knows?
on.
Sweet.
knows?
I'm excited.
The event's coming up next week. We'll talk more about that, but it's pretty much like come and we'll post pictures about it after.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
I think just one more stuff to talk about. I think I'm the last of the three of us to see the Hatbox Ghost.
No, I haven't seen
You
it yet.
still haven't
you
seen
haven't
it?
seen it yet.
No.
Have
Oh,
you seen
wow.
Disneyland's version at least?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'd never seen him in person until now, and
It's fucking awesome.
he's one of the best animatronics ever.
Oh,
time.
okay, sure.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like
He's cool.
the place he's in makes no sense at all, but
I don't care.
get him out of that spot, but he's
Yeah,
the
I
coolest
guess I don't care
animatronic,
now.
man. He is insane.
I'm just glad they added him. I
Yeah.
thought that they had axed it because I know for a fact.
Yeah.
For a fact, he was supposed to be for the 50th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know
believe
for
it.
a fact.
I believe it.
And he would have been the second coolest thing of the 50th if he was
Epcot
behind
Light's
Spaceship
number
Earth.
one.
The fine Cosmic Rerun, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was during the
No,
50th.
yeah, Brad
That's
agreed.
number one.
Brad agreed.
No, I
Spaceship Earth,
forgot.
then Hatbox.
No, so it goes Cosmic Rewind, Spaceship Earth, Hatbox.
Brad.
And then actually, I would actually bump all those down and then say that the I can talk about this because this happened then. The trip I had made with Kyle's mom.
Yeah.
That happened back then. So like, it's not. I'm not saying it now. I'm saying it back then. It was.
Yeah. But I just watching all the videos.
Does that logic work?
Yes, it does. 100%. Well, if Disney's logic of firing you on Twitter for something you did before
there you go.
worked there.
Exactly.
But-
Exactly.
Watching all the
Fuck you,
videos
Kyle,
of
you
Disneyland's Hatbox
broke midget bitch.
before I finally got to see him last week, I always thought the Hatbox itself was just a screen of his head. But when you see it in person, there's a physical head in there. I'm like,
Yeah.
how?
Yeah.
Why? How? It's
awesome.
crazy. Yeah.
I think there's some sort of like. I think Disney developed. Like, this is not real, but the trackpad. I think Disney developed like some sort of like black light that's not purple black light.
I think so.
Because they're
Yeah.
or like spray painted a light bulb black or something because
Yeah.
there's black light so you don't see the face, which is why it didn't work at Disneyland back in the day originally. So But the Disney trackpad thing is interesting. I wonder what this is for.
Oh yeah, and
I don't
they said
think
they're tearing down NBA Quest or NBA
Oh,
Quest.
that's true.
NBA Quest.
Yeah.
Might as well call it NBA Quest.
Yeah, Disney announced they're tearing down the building
I'm
of
excited.
the NBA experience. I don't know what that means for CityWorks, but like,
Dude, we
Yeah,
called
what happened
this
to
when
CityWorks?
this got announced. We're like, this didn't work at Universal.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's going to work here? And to get rid of one of the coolest and most innovative things Disney has ever done with Disney Quest
it's kind of what they do a lot
is
of.
still one of this day to this day the biggest fuck up to me of the current Disney era.
Oh,
You can't tell me they couldn't have evolved that with as popular as VR is now. Motherfuckers are walking around with VR glasses right now.
Yeah.
The board of Bob Iger's on the board of director at Apple. We could have had that shit 5 years
forgot
ago.
about that.
Is he still or?
Yeah.
But he also loves
Yeah,
the
dude.
NBA. He loves the NBA for some reason.
Because
so
it
I don't
does
know.
well in China, and he likes to
Oh,
suck off Xi
that makes
Jinping, whatever the
sense.
fuck his name
That
is.
makes sense. But even when this place
Just by
was
saying
built,
that, they're gonna listen to this episode now.
Good.
oh, good. Yeah.
Fuck you, Bob Iger.
Yeah, thanks for your
No, I'm
Christmas
not
gift.
saying him.
Thanks,
It's just
guys.
like the algorithm, like the AI listen
Oh yeah.
to it.
Oh good.
Good.
Yeah.
But
Bob Iger sucks off China.
yep, when
That's the name of this episode.
even
There
when
you
they
go.
announced the NBA building, like what 6-7 years ago, that's back when I was coaching basketball and involved, and I still went, "That's dumb. Like
you ever
that's
do
gonna
it?
fail." No,
I did it because
I
Cassie
was
got it for free.
I
Cassie got it
was
for
the
free.
Might
demographic
as well,
for them.
yeah.
I wanted to go see it because I knew it wasn't going to be around, and I
That's smart.
didn't go
Yeah.
back.
Evan
after-
T. Boucher, common white guy, perfect.
Yeah,
fan of the
I
NBA.
was the demographic for them, honestly, and then I never went because I'm like, that's gonna suck, that's gonna fail. Look, it sucked and failed. Crazy.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with the sport of basketball.
Did it have the LeBron flop corner?
I
Teach you
hope
how to
so.
flop?
I hope so. And
Full
play,
NBA
and play
experience.
no defense.
I made a fun video about it. You can go back on the YouTube channel and find it.
It had a
fine,
LeBron
good.
room where it's like you can change the jersey you're wearing whenever you feel like it because you don't like the team you're on anymore.
The most innovative thing they had there was slingshot basketball. So you put and you would
I remember I watched YouTube videos, and that's like the only thing I remembered from the
and
videos.
then they had another one where you could just lower. It was electronically lowered the backboard,
Oh,
and then you just play basketball for a minute. It was
All
so
right.
fucking dumb, dude. It was such.
You
a
realize
Hey, you want to
people
go to
have-
Disney World and go play basketball?
people have hoops in their
at
driveways.
$60 a
Like,
person. Would you like to go
what?
do that?
no,
No.
I
I
don't.
think it was like 35.
Either
but
way,
still.
that's 50 too much.
52.
They should pay me 25 or 15 to go in. I can't do math. 15 to go in.
They get rid of Disney Quest. Yeah, that could have Disney Quest 2.0 could have been fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And they fucked up.
We'll see.
All right, anything else, fellas?
I don't think
I'm gonna
so.
go home and eat. I'm fucking starving. I haven't eaten all day. I will see you guys in next week, and we will hear all of you back next week. Thank you for listening to Jedi Talk. We will see you on the next episode.
Yes.
Until then, stay safe. May the Force be with you.
Always. But you should go out and listen and watch the Spider-Man 3 Caravan of Garbage. I like how people are coming around
Oh,
on that
fuck
movie
you.
finally. So
I saw
Fuck
that
you.
that released.
Adiga and Tabuite, everyone.
Yeah, Rise Jedi Knight. Go fuck yourself.